Hey guys, so this is a requested video to show the application coverage and all that good stuff of the BareMinerals bareSkin foundation, well, bareSkin serum foundation or whatever. So I only have a sample, and my color is Bare Maple 17, and I found that there are 3 shades that I fit, you know, the category of, but I do like this undertone better. It is a tad bit dark for my skin tone, but I don't mind because the undertone is nice. So I'm just gonna start applying this with my fingers. Just gonna dot it on. And I'm gonna do one side first so you can see if you notice a difference between the 2 sides. Oh, that probably was way too much. Let me get my brush because I applied way too much. I'm assuming with the dropper itself, it would be a little bit easier to stop yourself from applying too much because you only need a drop, especially for this one side of my face. Alright, let me get a piece of tissue and kind of dab some of this out because I did the most. And it does feel like it does feel like an oil going on, but they said it is oil free, so alright, yeah, only a drop will do, okay? So try to get out some of the excess, and that seemed to help. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between each side of my face, but I have applied it to this side, and now I'm applying it to this side. But I'm going to be more careful this time. And don't mind my little stash. I usually shade that off, but haven't had time. So for those people that said this is a light coverage, I personally don't see it. Now what I did on Instagram, where it was actually requested, where I just tapped the product onto my hyperpigmentation and to see if I could cover it without concealing. Now this is only my 2nd time trying this, so maybe I'll get this right. Would I buy that brush? No, I would not. I never buy the specialty brushes that come out with a foundation, just because if I need a particular foundation brush for a certain foundation, then apparently, in my opinion, the foundation is not doing what it claims to do, because as a makeup enthusiast or makeup artist, we all have our favorite brushes, and to bring along an extra brush for a certain foundation for me is a bit much. And quite frankly, most of the time I find it unnecessary. Now I'll do the other side. It's only a little bit of hyperpigmentation on this side, so it should be a little easier to cover. But with my regular foundation, I definitely cannot do this. I don't know what's making this so special, but I definitely can't just go back in with foundation and cover, especially without correcting first. So there you go. So I hope everybody is satisfied with this demo. I can attest to how long it wears because I have not worn it. I would definitely have to take this down my neck a little bit more, and of course do my rest of my stuff so it won't look weird. Right now on camera it's looking weird. I don't know how you're picking it up, but in person it looks pretty good. Now, as I said, it's a bit darker than my skin tone, but of course on this side I can really tell that I overdid it, but I hope you can see the difference. And yeah guys, it feels light on my face. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm looking over, but I'm looking in the mirror. It feels really light, and I think I definitely am going to try this, especially if I can skip some steps. I mean, I can still see it peeking through a little bit just because the undertones of that hyperpigmentation. But I mean, as far as other foundations, this has covered 10 times better than any other foundation that I would normally put on, and I could just leave out the house like this and feel comfortable without being like, oh, my hyperpigmentation or whatever. But yeah guys, in my opinion, this will cover. I suggest you start off with a thin layer and just build on spots if you need to. But other than that, I think for me, this is almost like full coverage but not matte. It's kind of like a satin finish to me. And of course, I think if you have oily skin, you would definitely have to set this with a powder. I would probably blot this with a tissue and not necessarily use a powder, except in places that I could get oily. I may use a translucent powder. The first time I tried this on, I actually did wear it, but only around the house. I did not wear it in the sun, so I don't know what may happen, but I do know from the texture of the foundation going on that if you are oily, you definitely would have to set it. But I'm pleasantly pleased. I've been wearing BareMinerals powder foundation. I have for some years. I don't even know how long, and I kind of like got away from that just because it's so messy. It really is. I don't care who tell you different. It just was so messy for me, and I just like to put on whatever I'm put on and go. So yeah guys, if this can do that, I definitely think this will be replacing it, and I would feel comfortable going out with a thin layer of this on and not feel like, oh, she's made up. It would just even out my skin. So yeah, if you have any questions, because I tend to leave out information, important information, if you have any questions, leave it below and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. I say, if you are just for everybody, NC45 not really. NC45 is really dark, but that NC42 is too light. So just for reference, if you went to the MAC counter, if you were my skin color, they would put you in NC45. So that's what I'm gonna tell you. And Revlon, I have to mix toast and caramel. In the wintertime, I'm just toast, but in the summertime, I have to mix the two. And NARS Sheer Glow, I'm Cadiz, and what else? Smashbox Halo, I am number 8. So I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.